Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. This presentation is from Pipoholics, and we are based in London, England. A little bit of background information on me. I've been a Forex trader since around 2010. Currently trade the Forex market as a full-time occupation. I'm the author of the international selling book, Investment, Economics and Risk. And after getting a degree in economics and maths, I have studied risk at master's degree level. It will be my pleasure to take you through this opportunity that we've spotted in Forex markets. If you would like similar setups to the one that you're about to see, then please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as sometimes what we do in the week is we will post updates on these trades. Welcome to the latest installment of our videos. We have an excellent trading opportunity for next week, possibly for the next 2 weeks. But before we do, we just want to have a little recap of some of the recommendations that we've put out in the last couple of weeks. So if you've only just come across Pipoholics, this is basically what we do. And there are some setups we recommended that have just given us the green light to enter the position. So some of these trades that we're going to recap on are very much in play still. The first one, this is the Great British Pound against the Swiss franc. This is just to give you a rough idea of the sort of traders that we are. So we identified that this was under a resistance and the trend was down. We said that we expected a breakout and a test of at least this high, but possibly a higher high. The market gave us a buy signal. We got long again on one of these 2 days, and since then a massive explosion. The market seems to be heading to the 1.34 level, which was our immediate target, but I think the market will continue to head higher on this trade. It's a little bit too high to enter now, but there are a few setups that we recommended that are still good for trading, and you can go onto our YouTube channel and watch the full analysis of all of these trades. We recommended a sell on the Euro NZD, and I just want to give you a bit of an update because this is still very, very sellable. What happened was we said on this day that the market was going up, it was testing resistance, and we said that there's a very good chance that the market will back down now because we're making lower lows and lower highs. If this proves to be a lower high, the market will imminently test 1.65. It hasn't quite happened yet. The market rallied up, had a big sell-off, then it got close to resistance again, sell-off. On Friday the market done nothing but rally, hit the resistance, strong reaction. Now what bothers me about this is that the market has had a couple of failures at resistance. It's had every opportunity to drop and it hasn't done so yet. So what I just want to say to you is we need to be very careful, and we still are bearish on this setup, but we're turning more neutral because this could be a bull flag underneath resistance. If you get a close above this resistance line, then there will be momentum breakout. So we need to bring our stops down much closer to the action. If the market gets above sort of 1.697-ish, that could be enough to say we don't want to be in this market anymore. And I think that it will be determined by the strength of the euro. We've had very positive dairy results in the auction last week, so the NZD should strengthen. I think whether this market breaks down or not in the next 2 sessions is going to be governed by the strength of the euro. But if the market does fail, it looks quite bearish on the hourly. We could get a big down day. If we do, 1.65 is our imminent target. If you want to jump in, I would recommend waiting for the market to tell us what it wants to do. Does it want to break up so that we can then become a bull, or does it want to break down so we can confirm the sell? If you do want to sell this market now, I would recommend looking at the video that we posted for the Euro Swiss franc, because this, I believe we filmed on this date and we said there's a good 1800 pips left of upside movement in our opinion, but we said the market was too high at the moment. So we gave you a trading plan, and we have just been given a buy signal on Friday, and we expect this market will go higher. So if you are going to short the euro against the NZD and you're on the wrong side of the market, if you buy this, if the euro does strengthen, then at least you can close out the Euro NZD and let this one run. So it's sort of like a hedge. And our final review is the US dollar Japanese yen. We got long on this day. We near enough sold the high tick of this day. It came around 2 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So I stayed up through the night to make sure I didn't miss this trade because I was convinced it was going to happen in the night, and it did. We got you out at support, and obviously that was a little bit premature. We said that we'd review the market at support. We wasn't too concerned about this happening because what we thought would happen was if the market did break down, you would get a back test of this support line where we would sell it again. So far that hasn't happened, but we do expect more downside movement. I think you will easily see 108.5, but you may get a bit of a pipe up. If you do, we will be looking to sell the market again. So we will be posting on social media and maybe on YouTube to let you know when we are selling. So the market is too low to sell at the moment. We expect it to go lower, but we need it to put in a high price. Those are the trading updates, and we have a very good setup that we want to show you. We said on the Japanese yen US dollar, if you watched the video, we said on the monthly that there is going to be a big explosion in price movement. I think the market might be showing its hand, and we may be seeing that big explosion on the downside, which means the Japanese yen will strengthen, and that is the theme of our next trade. This week's trade is going to feature the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. On your screen is the monthly chart, so I've zoomed as far out as I can, which shows the price movements from the early 90s, and you can see that the current exchange rate on this pair is quite expensive. Historically speaking, it's quite high. So we know that we're not selling cheap. If you look at the daily, there's a few things that we need to highlight on the daily. One thing for certain is that over the last few weeks and months, this market has been in a trendless setting. It's been bouncing in a range. So we go up to resistance, support, broke down, and then we got back into the range, broke up, got back into the range. So it's a little bit of indecision. It's a trader's dream because every time that the market goes up to resistance, on balance, you should sell it. And every time that it goes to support, on balance, you should buy it. And if you'd done that, you would have done very well. What I've noticed is that we've recently put in a double top at resistance. This is a band of resistance. If the market gets here, other than this one incident where we broke above and we tried to break above again, every time the market comes into this band, it gets sold. What's happened? We've come into the band, sold. Into the band, sold. You can clearly see that we've had double tops in the past. Every time we hit a double top, it goes to the bottom. Double top, goes to the bottom of support. We did have a double top here and the market rallied higher, but we're back at the price that you would have sold at this double top. So this is the only double top that I can see that we failed at. But at the moment, got over this band of resistance, violent sell-off. Same thing happening again. I think what's going to happen is we are going to test this support, which is quite a lot of downside movement. It's around the 112.5 area. So there's a lot of pips to get on the downside here. The one thing that we are going to need to look at is the hourly chart, because even though I suspect this market will be sold off, we need to be careful, because what we can do if we jump in and sell this market now, it could rally against us for quite some time, because at market tops you do get quite a lot of volatility. So if this market rallies all the way up here, it wouldn't surprise me, and you need to have a big enough account to have the drawdown if you are going to jump in now. That's why we like to wait for high prices on the hourly. And this market is probably going to experience quite a lot of turbulence in the next couple of days, especially around Tuesday when the rate decision comes out. But whatever happens, I think it will strengthen the yen, so please bear that in mind in your trades. If you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will be updated with this trade. So when we become sellers, we will let you know via our social media. And before you switch this video off, we will be posting another video today, another really good setup that we spotted in a different currency pair. So hopefully with the two videos that we're releasing today, you won't really need to rely on your own analysis. You can just trade alongside us.